You know what I love about nature? It gives no fucks. It is just defense mechanisms and survival, minus the murdering aspect, because obviously they do it for survival and humans do it out of boredom and ego. I think all of humanity can take a piece of advice from nature. And the reason I'm out here today is because I think it's crucial to understand when you look at nature, there's no rule set here. As I mentioned, there's defense mechanisms. But outside of that, the plant isn't asking to grow next to this other plant. It's doing what it wants. What has happened right now in the times that we live in is there's millions, if not billions of people giving advice to other people on how to live. And I think it's backwards. I think there's guidelines to living, and maybe you can get tips and tricks and different things like that. But I think it's your job to figure out what your passion is, what your love is. And you don't need any more guidance. There's already too much guidance out there. You just need to start living in your love, start living in your passion of what you've always wanted to do. In all honesty, you already know what to do. Knowing was never the problem. And if you didn't know before, you definitely know now. There's so much content out there, it's almost too much to know. The issue is the gap you've created, the gap of knowledge and actually placing action on that information. When is the right time for you? Are you waiting to make $1 million before you start doing what you love? Are you waiting to quit your job before you start doing that? And then the question is, when are you quitting your job? Then you maybe have obligations you need to fill, so you're not ready. But my question is, why can't you start anyways? I'm not getting paid to be out here. Nobody told me to come out here. There's no one here. But I'm doing it because this is what I love doing. I love giving inspiration in a place that inspires me. So that's why I'm out here. But let me ask you, why can't you start right now? What is holding you back from actually living the life that you want to live? And of course you have to be reasonable, right? If you're looking to travel the world, this is not realistic. What I'm looking at is, what do you love doing that you learned as a child, maybe in your teenage years, maybe in your 20s, 30s, whatever the case? You know what you love. Why can't you start living in it now? And if you can't live in it now, then what excuses are you giving yourself? Because it should never be about the money. So you have to ask yourself, what is the gap that you've created? Why have you stopped living your passion, living in your love? And what do you need to do to go from your information to making it actionable? And then I believe the next step for you is shrinking your list. I don't think it's a discipline issue anymore. I've mentioned in previous videos that this is not about discipline. There's too much discipline out there already being scolded onto people and content. And I'm about that life as well. But this is not a discipline issue for you, in my belief. If you're watching this video, I think it comes down to shrinking your list of actionable items that you are creating for yourself. Doing the things, prioritizing the things that feel good versus things that you believe you need to do. There's always something to do. As human beings, there's always something that have figured out to keep ourselves busy. There's always something to do. But you have to let what I would call, and this isn't a term or metaphor that I made, it's letting some of the fires burn, but prioritizing the things that make you feel good. This is the only way we are able to attain and achieve some sort of happiness in our lives. There are things, I have a laundry list of things that I need to do that are very important, but I'm out here because this is what I love. And you have to prioritize. You understand that we are not living forever. You understand there's going to be a point in your life where you cannot do what you love anymore. It's just part of being a human being. So let some of those fires burn. Whether it's your laundry, buying groceries, sometimes allow those things to be late or whatever the case may be in your own life, but prioritizing the things that you've wanted to do realistically and making steps in those directions. And I get it. This is a part of how we live in life, right? We have set these rules for ourselves. We have to do certain things because we're getting ready for the next day. It's this 9-to-5 ideology that humanity has created for all of human beings, at least in Western society. But it's okay sometimes to not do the thing that you were planning to do because you are prioritizing the thing that you love instead. I think the third thing you should prioritize is your fitness, bringing fitness into your life. For me, it's not about just going to the gym anymore. I run. I put myself in positions that may be uncomfortable, but I know what it does mentally for me, and it's not just the discipline. Not to get into the science, but I think it's crucial to bring dopamine back into your life from doing hard things. I won't stay on this topic too long, but when you allow yourself to get too comfortable, things like this look uncomfortable when they shouldn't be. So doing those hard things makes you move further than how you've been stagnant already. If you haven't been doing anything, if you haven't been living in your love and in your passion, something is wrong. Something has created hurdles in your life that is now giving you those excuses to not pursue the things that you really want. And it's not about making your life more difficult. It's about just creating some kind of structure so you can appreciate those things when it requires effort. I had to drive out here, I had to set up this tripod. I had to figure out, okay, is there too much wind? Not enough ambiance that I want to give in this video. It's kind of hot. I'm sweating underneath my shirt. Yeah, it's not the most comfortable thing, but I know this is what I love doing, and it's never going to be 100%. There's nothing in life that's ever going to be 100% satisfying. Okay, maybe a couple things, but you get the point I'm trying to get across here. And my last tip to you is actually putting in that action. Fuck the mood and the emotions. Your identity is based on your passion and your love. This is who you are. Nobody can take this away from you. And sometimes we get into our minds and we overcomplicate things about doing the things that we love. And this isn't when you were a child and a teenager, that's why you loved what you were doing, because there was no rules. No one was telling you how to live. You were finding what made you feel good and just doing them. You weren't thinking about how much work, I got errands. These are all constructs of becoming an adult, and I understand that. But getting back to that is by just moving, because again, unfortunately, in modern society, we have now put ourselves in a position where we prioritize things that we don't love. And what is life if you're not doing the things that you love? What is life if everything you do is revolving around work and money and income? It's like, I don't understand why humans have become so lost in this aspect. And I'm not saying it's easier said than done. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to do is shine light into your mind again, because it's there. It's just taking that step forward and doing it. And the only consequence, if you're not living for your love and passion, is living for what someone else tells you to do.